My beloved child, listen with an awakened heart and open spiritual ears, for what I am about to speak to you carries great weight. Yesterday, in the depth of my mercy, I sent you a warning, not vague, not distant, but a direct and clear warning. Like an urgent bell tolling in the darkness, I revealed to you that two individuals, two souls, who have allowed their hearts to be stirred by jealousy, fear, and selfish ambition, are secretly conspiring together to forge a plan to remove you from a position, a place in life where I myself have established you, a place your heart longs to remain. And today, my child, with the fervent love of the one who loves you with an everlasting love, I do not remain silent. I come to affirm to you that what I warned you about has indeed come to pass. Those ones under the shadow of suspicion and selfish calculation have truly met. They have sat together, whispered dark schemes to one another, and together have crafted strategies to oust you from the very position my own hand has given you. Their plot is no longer a fleeting thought. It has been devised with cold calculation and hearts that no longer tremble before righteousness. Remember this: before their plans were formed, I already knew. Before their words of betrayal escaped their lips, I had heard them. Before their traps were laid at your feet, I had seen them. And I, your stronghold and refuge, will never allow any scheme to succeed beyond the boundary I have ordained. No snare laid against you can remain hidden before my light. No arrow shot in the dark can escape the redirection of my mighty hand. My child, keep your heart tender before me, but steadfast against the enemy. Let love and purity guard your heart from bitterness. Let divine wisdom illuminate your steps so that you do not respond in the flesh, but with the steadfastness of one who knows to whom they belong. Do not fear, knowing that there are those plotting against you, for I have promised, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Trust that I am orchestrating all things for your good, even those matters your natural eyes cannot yet perceive. Stand in the peace I give you, the peace that is not dependent on circumstances, nor shaken by the storms that rage around you. Anchor your faith in my unchanging faithfulness, for soon the very snares they have set for you will become traps for themselves. The very words of malice they have sown will become stumbling blocks for their own feet. And you, my faithful one, shall be lifted up by my hand before the very eyes of those who sought to tear you down. More than that, I will use this very circumstance to refine your soul, just as a blacksmith uses fire to forge a precious sword. Through this trial, you will learn unwavering endurance. You will gain deeper discernment, distinguishing more clearly between my voice and the whispers of darkness. You will learn how to love even your enemies, not from weakness, but from the strength of a soul secured in me. My beloved child, remember this: not a single wound you bear for my name is in vain. Not a single betrayal you endure for the sake of righteousness will go unnoticed by me. Every hurt, every injustice is a seed sown that, in due season, will yield a harvest of joy, maturity, and glory beyond what you have ever asked or imagined. Therefore, in the days ahead, when you feel the pressure intensifying, when you find yourself isolated or misunderstood, know that it is not a sign of abandonment, but rather a sign that I am preparing to open a greater door for you. When a door closes, it is not because of failure, but because I am orchestrating another doorway to lead you into a new season, into a deeper dimension of your calling. My beloved child, when the storm of conspiracy has formed, when the darkness is weaving its net. Now is the time when you can no longer afford to delay. This is no longer the season to merely stand still, to simply observe, or to pray silently. This is the hour for you to act, guided by my light. Let this truth be deeply rooted within you. I love you with an everlasting love. But I will not indulge stubborn blindness. I will not stretch out my protective arms over reckless steps that defy the clear guidance I have spoken into your heart. My child, I will not place my supernatural protection over paths where you insist on walking into darkness after I have clearly marked out the straight way for you. My light cannot cover decisions birthed from disobedience, from ignoring the gentle yet firm promptings of the Holy Spirit. For true love is not indulgence, and true mercy is not compromise with darkness. You must rise up in sharp discernment. You must pause and listen attentively, not merely with the ears of your flesh, but with a heart softened to my whisper. Do not let the clamor of the world drown out the quiet yet thunderous call from me. Do not allow the sweet enticements of the world to dim the spiritual clarity I have bestowed upon you. I have given you ears not merely for adornment, nor just to hear pleasant things, but so that you may discern between the voice of life and the whisper of destruction. I have sown within you the gift of discernment. I have opened the eyes of your soul, so that you would not wander lost like the blind, stumbling in the night. Therefore, my child, use this gift wisely. Do not reject my calling. Do not pretend not to hear my voice, simply because you fear change or hesitate to confront the truth. You must trust me not with a mind clouded by doubts, not through calculations born of fleshly reasoning, but with the pure faith of a child who knows that their father will never lead them into harm. I see all that you cannot yet perceive. I behold the traps masked with glitter and charm long before you even know they exist. I hear the whispered conspiracies before they are ever spoken in your presence. If you choose to lean on your own understanding, you will stumble. But if you choose to trust in my eternal wisdom, you will be upheld, even amid the fiercest storms. My beloved child, when I speak, do not delay. When I call, do not make excuses. When I reveal danger, do not convince yourself that you can handle it on your own. For every moment of hesitation, every refusal, draws you further from the shelter of my covering. And the darkness, though it may seem harmless at first, always waits to consume the unguarded soul. You must act, not out of fear, but out of faith. Not with reckless haste, but with swift obedience, born of unwavering trust in me. When I say go, you must step forward. When I say stop, you must halt, even if those around you urge you onward or mock your caution. When I point you toward a different path, do not grieve the old one, no matter how beautiful it once seemed to your eyes. My child, this is the season where discernment will be the key that unlocks the doors of life and the shield that guards against the most dangerous snares. In the days to come, there will be no shortage of sweet promises, enticing shortcuts, and paths that seem safe but in truth lead to the abyss. Only those who learn to listen and to obey my voice immediately will be able to pass through in complete safety. And when you choose to listen, to discern, to trust me above your emotions, you will witness silent yet mighty miracles unfold. I will open doors that no one can shut. I will lead you through paths that human wisdom could never discover. I will position you at the right place and at the appointed time. so that my divine plan for your life will be fulfilled in perfect fullness. My beloved child, do not mistake my silence for absence. When I am silent, it is my invitation for you to step into deeper intimacy with me, a depth where listening, discerning, and trusting become the unbreakable cords that bind your soul to my heart. You are not abandoned, you are not fighting alone, but you must choose to stand on the side of light, to follow the call. To reject what I have revealed is not meant for you. If you walk in obedience, every step you take will be strengthened by power from on high. If you stand in the light, darkness will have no claim over you. Beloved one of my heart, in the coming days, when the schemes plotted against you become clear, when faces once hidden behind masks of friendliness reveal their dark intentions, I urge you, do not confront them with rage. Do not allow your heart to be weighed down by retaliatory emotions. For your anger, no matter how justified it may seem in the eyes of men, cannot produce the eternal righteousness that only I, the Lord your God, can bring forth. I do not require your fury to protect you. I do not demand that you rise up in your own strength to reclaim justice. What I ask of you is simple yet profound. Complete obedience. A surrender born from deep trust that I hold all power in my hands, and that no scheme, no matter how cunningly devised, can escape my all-seeing gaze. I need your surrender, my child, not a reluctant surrender, nor a surrender born of resignation, but a surrender overflowing with faith. Faith that I, who have guided you thus far, will also fight for you, defend you, and glorify you in my appointed time. Lay every emotion, every wound, every grievance at my feet. Hold nothing back. Allow me to become your fortress, your vindication, the one who answers for you in ways beyond anything you could imagine. And my child, walk in wisdom and humility, for these are the greatest weapons you possess. The world believes that strength lies in sharp words, fierce resistance, and relentless retaliation. But I tell you, in my kingdom, true power is found in the silence that listens for my voice, in the calm that waits for my timing, in the gentleness that no enemy can overcome, and no darkness can penetrate. Silence, when guided by me, is sharper than any sword wielded by human hands. A sarcastic remark or a retaliatory blow may satisfy the anger of a fleeting moment, but it is the discerning silence, filled with the presence of my Spirit, that cuts through to the very root of falsehood. While the enemy anticipates your rage, expects you to lose control, it is your wise silence that will confound them, unsettle them, and cause their schemes to be exposed under the righteous light of my judgment. Likewise, kindness, when birthed by my Holy Spirit, is not weakness, but a force powerful enough to overturn every scheme fueled by hatred. A blessing spoken over one who insults you, an act of kindness extended to one who plots against you, is like burning coals heaped upon their heads. It is love, not anger, that holds the power to melt down the strongest walls of hostility. My beloved child, allow me to be the judge. Allow me to execute justice. When you walk steadfastly in humility, when you choose to let me fight on your behalf, when you refuse to respond in the flesh, but instead act in faith and kindness, you open the door for my mighty hand to intervene. An intervention that not only protects you, but shakes the very kingdoms of darkness that dared to rise against you. And you will see unmistakably that I, the Creator of heaven and earth, will stand up for you. I will cause your righteousness to shine like the morning sun, and expose the wickedness of your enemies as clearly as the noonday blaze. You will not need to defend yourself. You will not have to vindicate your own name, for I myself will plead your case before those you could never convince by your own strength. Know this, my dear one, every time you choose to endure for my name's sake, every time you choose mercy over wrath, every time you keep your heart tender instead of letting bitterness invade, you are offering me a sacrifice more precious than gold and silver, and that offering I receive with all my joy, and I will pour out abundant blessings upon you at the appointed time. Do not fear that humility will cause you to lose. Do not think that kindness will make you weak. In my kingdom, those who humble themselves will be exalted, and those who love their enemies will be crowned with glory that the world cannot bestow. Walk as a child of light, even when darkness presses in around you. Let your gentleness be the torch that lights the way for others who are lost in the storms of rage and resentment. My beloved, true victory does not come through heated arguments or by winning petty confrontations. True victory is won when you choose to keep your heart pure, when you choose to trust in me rather than in the weapons of the flesh. And the reward awaiting you will surpass all your dreams, far beyond the limits of human imagination. Therefore, walk forward with unwavering faith, with a heart overflowing with mercy, and with your eyes fixed firmly upon me. Do not let anything pull you away from that path. Not pain, not betrayal, not the venomous whispers of the enemy. Let me lead you across the battlefield, and you will emerge not scarred and battered, but wearing a crown of victory that will never fade. And one day, when you stand before my throne, you will hear my voice, clear and filled with love, saying, "Well done, my faithful one, my warrior of light. Enter now into the everlasting joy I have prepared for you." And you will know, deep within your soul, that every endurance, every act of patience, every humble step taken in the darkness was never in vain. They were the threads woven into the eternal song of triumph reserved just for you. They gathered together, cloaking themselves in a facade of righteousness, masking hearts saturated with venom. The glances they exchanged, the polished words they spoke, all were but a thin veil stretched over a conspiracy long in the making. This alliance, this silent collusion in darkness, was neither surprising nor new. It was the inevitable fruit of years of simmering envy and quiet discontent. Some among them had been watching you from the very beginning, not with eyes of blessing, but with eyes clouded by jealousy, disturbed by how your very presence exposed the emptiness within their own souls. They witnessed your rise, not by your own strength, but by the grace I poured out upon your life, and it ignited a quiet fury within their hearts. They questioned how, with all your flaws and weaknesses they so eagerly dissected, you could still be upheld. They wondered why doors that remained firmly closed to them opened to you, as if an unseen hand was guiding your steps. They marveled at the peace that surrounded your every move, while their own hearts remained heavy with unrest. Your success brought them no joy. Rather, it fanned into flame the long moldering ashes of jealousy buried deep within them. They tried to force smiles, attempted to congratulate you with flowery words, but their eyes, those windows that betray the secrets of the soul, could not conceal the bitterness they struggled to swallow. And they assumed their pretense was subtle enough to deceive you. They believed that hollow praises and cold handshakes could hide the schemes brewing within their hearts. Yet they did not realize that the one who goes before you, the one who sees all that is hidden, had opened the eyes of your spirit to perceive even the smallest of things, unseen by the natural eye. You could feel the undercurrents, the invisible daggers hidden behind the counterfeit smiles. You recognized the hands that clasped yours in outward ceremony, yet inwardly gripped stones, ready to be hurled. Do not let this break your heart, my beloved one. I have allowed you to see this truth, not so you would fall into fear or bitterness, but so you would strengthen your heart in me, untethered from the words of man and unshaken by the coldness of their gaze. Beneath their gatherings, beneath their plotting, lies a fear they dare not name, a fear of the light you carry. That light, though you do not flaunt it, though you walk humbly, still illuminates the dark corners within them. And instead of choosing repentance, many among them have chosen to extinguish that light through slander, through whispered accusations, through alliances forged in secret. They wonder why I chose you. They cannot comprehend that my choosing is not based on human standards, not upon status, talent, or outward excellence, but upon a heart found faithful, small, and obedient. Where man judges by appearances, I look at the heart. Where man admires achievements, I consider the silent tears shed in the secret place. Where man seeks the influential, I seek the souls willing to trust me in the valleys of shadow. Do not let your heart be troubled by the deceits surrounding you, my child. For the whispers, the scrutinizing eyes, and the secret plots hold no power compared to the hand I have placed over your life. The doors I open, no one can shut. The blessings I give, no force can steal. Walk on with the calm assurance of one who knows to whom they belong, who knows whose hand is keeping them. The truth is, their alliances, no matter how intricate, no matter how tightly woven they may seem, are but spider webs before the wind of my breath. They will not be able to halt the flow of life I have ordained for you. They will not be able to stop the harvest you have quietly sown through your tears and faith. And in time, the very schemes they intended for your harm will stand as testimonies to my glory upon your life. I know, my beloved, that there were times when you felt utterly alone in discerning these deceptions. I know there were moments when your heart cried out, "Why must I endure those glances? Why must I tread among hidden snares?" But my child, do not forget, I have walked this road ahead of you. I too was betrayed by those who once dined at my table. I too endured the cruel accusations hurled from the mouths of those who once sang my praises. Therefore, I understand you better than anyone else ever could. Remember this: you are not walking alone. I am beside you, granting you discernment to distinguish truth from falsehood, and bestowing upon you a heart of mercy, so that bitterness may not take root within you. I will strengthen you to stand firm, not with the posture of a victim, but with the dignity of a victor. One who conquers not by fleshly might, but by love, by forgiveness, by a light that no darkness can extinguish. The day will come when all things shall be brought into the light. The day will come when the secrets hidden in human hearts will be laid bare beneath the blaze of my righteousness, and you, if you keep your heart pure, will be crowned with the victor's crown, not because you fought to prove yourself right, but because you loved and remained faithful until the end. Therefore, my beloved, do not lose the tenderness of your heart. Do not allow the bitterness of others to harden you. Let the wounds, if any must come, stand as living proof of love's triumph within you. Let your light, instead of being extinguished, blaze even more brightly against a sky heavy with clouds. For I have destined you not merely to rise, but to stand firm, not merely to walk, but to soar, not merely to overcome, but to shine. And everything that is happening now, everything you are seeing and feeling today, is but the preparation for a glory beyond what any eye has seen, beyond what any ear has heard, beyond what any heart has imagined. The very thing I have prepared for those who love me sincerely. Hold fast to me, my beloved one. Do not let your heart be shaken by what your eyes perceive, but trust in what I have spoken, for my word is steadfast. My love is everlasting, and my plans for you, transcending all opposition, every accusation, and every dark alliance, will be fulfilled at the appointed time I have set. My dear child, be vigilant and keep your heart steadfast, for I see the snares being laid before you, cloaked in alluring forms. Those who have conspired against you will not remain in silent hostility. Very soon, they will move to the next phase, extending invitations wrapped in the appearance of goodwill, offering opportunities dressed in sweetness to lure you away from the path I have ordained. They will appeal to the deepest longings of your heart, the longing for recognition, the desire for love, the yearning for a place of belonging among men. Longings which are not wrong in themselves, but can easily be manipulated if you are not watchful. They will praise you. They will paint the picture of a path strewn with roses. They will whisper that there are easier ways to reach your dreams, that you no longer have to bear the burden of loneliness and silent battles. They will weave promises of favor, of support, of granting you the very things that perhaps, deep inside, you have longed for. But, my child, remember this: not every door that opens is from me. Not every hand extended carries grace. Not every sweet invitation comes from a pure heart. Therefore, do not be hasty. Do not let your eyes stop at the surface. Do not let your ears be captivated by eloquent words. This is the moment when you must fully apply the spiritual discernment I have been teaching you through all these months. Test everything by the Spirit, not by your emotions. Consult me before responding to any invitation. Walk slowly and carefully, for the enemy of your soul is cunning. It knows how to disguise traps with the appearance of goodness. I am not calling you to live in bitter suspicion, nor do I want you to see life through the lens of sickly doubt. No, my child. I am inviting you to walk in the light of wisdom, in the clarity that comes from my presence. Open the eyes of your spirit to discern what is true from what is false, to distinguish the call that comes from me from the echoes that arise from the shadows. Do not let natural kindness lead you into sweet compromises that, in the end, will draw you away from your divine destiny. There are trials in life that do not come cloaked in hardship, but rather in the guise of ease. Sometimes the most dangerous door is not the one firmly shut, but the one thrown wide open with a red carpet laid before it. And in such moments, what I seek from you is not recklessness, but faithfulness. Not swift reaction, but persistent prayer. Not chasing after convenience, but clinging steadfastly to my subtle guidance. Even when it demands that you wait and turn away from things that seem too good to be true, I know you long to see the promises I have given you come to fulfillment. I know there have been days when you have silently asked, "When?" and nights when you sighed within your heart, "Have I gone astray?" But my beloved, it is precisely in the moments when the world's invitations appear most alluring that you must cling to me more tightly than ever. For only I see the full picture of your life. Only I know the ultimate outcome of the choices you make today. You cannot foresee everything, but you can trust in me, the one who loves you with an unchanging love. Let the peace that comes from me be the umpire over your decisions. If something, no matter how attractive, steals your inner peace, if something, no matter how beautiful, requires you to compromise your integrity, if something promises much but draws you away from my presence, then know that it is not a gift from heaven. There are crossroads where a single misstep can lead you far from your destined path, and there are seemingly small decisions that, in the spiritual realm, shape an entire new season of your life. Do not trade your eternal destiny for fleeting ease. Do not let the applause of the moment rob you of the eternal praise that awaits you. Remember, the greatness I am preparing for you does not need the cooperation of darkness to come to pass. You do not have to turn a blind eye to wrong. You do not have to compromise to be accepted. You do not have to bend under invisible pressures. You only need to remain faithful to me, and I will perform wonders you cannot even imagine. There will be times when you feel lonely because you chose the harder path. There will be times when you are misunderstood, even slandered, because you refused the dazzling invitations. But my child, rejoice, for you are sharing in the portion of the eternal victory. Every no you declare out of loyalty to me, every hidden sacrifice you endure, will never be in vain. I remember every tear, every faithful step you take, and the reward I have prepared for you will far surpass every fleeting glory this world could offer. Therefore, in the days to come, when invitations begin to appear one after another, when doors seem to open at just the perfect moment, listen closely to my whisper. Let my Holy Spirit illuminate every step you take. Ask me, Lord, are you in this? And I, in my faithfulness, will answer you, either through a profound peace or through a gentle prompting that your spirit will recognize. My child, the journey ahead requires not only love, but discernment, not only boldness, but wisdom in choosing, not only the willingness to begin, but the faithfulness to endure until the very end. And I, the one who began a good work in you, promise to bring it to completion. If you hold tightly to my hand, without retreating, without looking back, without letting fleeting allurements blind your eyes, be courageous, my child. Be discerning. Keep your heart pure and sincere before me. For what I have prepared for you ahead, things no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has imagined, is drawing nearer than ever. You need only stay the course and not trade the eternal for the temporary. My beloved, in these days of shaking, I urgently call you. Do not let doubt creep between the truths I have revealed to you. Do not hastily dismiss the deep stirrings within your soul as mere fleeting emotions. No, my child, it is I who have planted those gentle yet powerful whispers within your spirit. It is I who have awakened within you those subtle yet genuine signals, things your soul perceived even before your mind could analyze or reason. Now, more than ever, trust that inner knowing. Do not doubt the light I have ignited within you. Hold fast to your faith, even when everything around you seems to deny it. For many times my wisdom does not walk the well-worn paths of human logic. It surpasses human understanding and reaches into the deepest places of the soul, where I am speaking to you in the silence. Wait, my child. Do not force open doors before I say, enter. Do not rush to decisions merely to satisfy the restless thirst in your heart. The most precious things are always cultivated through patience and faith. Some seeds must endure the harshness of winter before they can bloom in glory. And some promises must pass through seasons of faithful waiting before they come to fruition at the appointed time I have ordained. Yet while you wait, my child, do not let fear isolate you. Do not build cold walls around your heart. Out of fear of being wounded, betrayed, or misunderstood. Loneliness is not where I intend for you to dwell. I have placed around you souls, not those who come to take advantage of you or burden you, but those who carry the breath of my Spirit. They are not perfect, just as you are not perfect, but their hearts are pure. They do not approach with hidden agendas or with knives concealed behind their smiles. Their mouths speak truth, words that edify, words that heal. Their souls radiate humility, warmth, and patience that flow directly from me. These people, whether silently or visibly, will be the fortress around you in this season of testing. They will be the shields deflecting the invisible flaming arrows aimed at your soul. They will be the ones who remind you of the light when the night seems overwhelming. Therefore, open your heart, my child. Allow yourself to walk alongside them. Learn to listen, not merely with your ears, but with your heart. Do not let pride, even the hidden pride, born from old wounds, hinder you from receiving sincere counsel. Do not let the pain of the past cause you to doubt every hand extended toward you. There are those whom I have sent, not to control you, but to uphold you. Not to replace me, but to journey with you on the path that leads closer to me. However, my child, remember this also. Not every word spoken in my name proceeds from my Spirit. Some words, though clothed in the appearance of wisdom, subtly lead to discouragement. Some advice, though seemingly reasonable, quietly veers you away from the path of living faith. Therefore, test everything. Do not hastily swallow every piece of advice, nor coldly reject it all. Bring everything you hear, everything you sense, into the light of my Spirit. Ask me, simply yet sincerely, Father, is this from you? And I will answer you through a deep peace that settles within your soul, through a sudden clarity that illuminates your understanding, through a sweet yet powerful conviction that anchors your spirit like a rock amidst the storm. For I am not the God of confusion. I do not sow bewilderment into the hearts of those who truly seek me. My beloved child, I know there have been times before when you trusted, only to be hurt. When you opened your heart, only to be betrayed. Those wounds have taught you caution, and that in itself is not wrong. But do not let those lessons seal your heart completely. For in this season, I am sending you some of the most precious gifts, not gold or fleeting fame, but divine connections, relationships woven with sincerity, prayer, and genuine love. The ones I place by your side will not be perfect. There will be moments of clumsiness, moments when they do not fully grasp the weight you carry. Yet if you look with spiritual eyes, you will see that their presence is the answer to the silent prayers you once lifted up. You pleaded with me, "Please, do not let me fight alone." And I heard you. Remember this, my child. In my kingdom, victory is never a solitary journey. Even the mightiest warriors need hands to lift them up. Even the most resilient souls need hearts to walk alongside them. That is why I established the family of faith. To rejoice with those who rejoice, to weep with those who weep, to stand together through invisible battles. Therefore, in this season, do not let pride or fear isolate you. Yet, neither should you let naivety open your heart without discernment. Walk in holy balance, a heart wide open in love, and a mind keenly attuned to my spirit. And finally, always remember, my guidance never departs from you. Even when the world trembles, even when the path ahead seems unclear, I remain with you, guiding, upholding, and preparing you with each step closer to the glorious destiny I have ordained. Hold fast to faith, my child. Keep the purity in your gaze. Guard the flame of love within your heart. For I, the faithful one, am leading you through each day, each hour, each heartbeat, until the day you see with your very own eyes the absolute faithfulness of the one who called you before the foundations of the world were laid. Even in this very moment, my beloved child, my mighty hand is silently at work. Though your eyes have not yet seen it all, though your ears have not yet fully heard, in the unseen realm, what I have ordained is unfolding with perfect precision. The walls of schemes that the enemy believed to be fortified, the alliances of darkness they thought were as solid as rock, are now beginning to show tiny cracks. Cracks that only my eyes perceive. For now, but soon, all will witness them. They have plotted in secret, whispered their schemes in the shadows, deceived into thinking that if they concealed evil long enough, it would be solidified and the light would be extinguished. But I, the one who dwells in the highest heavens, the one who searches every thought and heart, have heard every whisper, have seen every scheme crafted in hidden corners. Not a single word has fallen to the ground without reaching my ears. Not a single intention has escaped my sight. And now, the appointed time has come. It is not because their rebellion has reached a level I can no longer tolerate, but because my plan has reached its fullness. Everything I previously allowed, the temporary silence, the seemingly endless delay, was only to ensure the greater tapestry would be completed at the appointed time. But from this moment forward, I am beginning to shake those rotten foundations. What they built on deception, greed, and pride shall not stand. What they plotted in the darkness, thinking it secure, thinking it hidden from human eyes, shall be brought into the glaring light. The fabrications, the betrayals, the alliances forged from envy and selfish ambition, all shall be proclaimed from the rooftops, like a resounding bell at midday, unable to be hidden. And I urge you to remember this deeply, my beloved. It is not by your own strength, not by your strategies or wit, but by my own hand that this will be accomplished. This is my work, and I alone deserve the glory. I do not require you to fight in the flesh, to argue, to vindicate yourself, or to strive to defend your honor by human means. Justice will not come through shouting, through rage, or through impulsive efforts. It will come through my majestic and wise hand, at the precise time I have appointed, neither a moment early nor a moment late. Learn to be still in me. Learn to stand firm in spiritual rest, knowing that I am the God of justice, who never forgets the secret things entrusted to me. Truth will not remain buried beneath the dust forever. Righteousness will not slumber under the weight of lies. I am preparing a silent yet certain overturning, an unveiling that will require no human hand, so that every soul may know that it was I who accomplished it. Do not let your heart grow weary when you see injustice still lingering in this moment. Do not lose heart when you see the wicked laughing, holding their heads high as if they have triumphed. I declare to you, their arrogance is merely the final roar of the defeated. For when my hand is raised, every proud fortress shall crumble in an instant. Every lie shall be swallowed by the storm of truth. Every dark plot shall be swept away like dust before my breath. And when that moment comes, my child, I want you to remember this. Do not rejoice in a worldly manner. Do not laugh at the downfall of those who once opposed you. Do not allow your heart to be tainted with bitterness. Instead, bow low in worship before me, the one who has wrought all things in wondrous ways. Kneel within your heart and give thanks to me for intervening with both justice and mercy, for my ultimate goal is not merely to overthrow evil, but to call souls, even those who were once hostile, back into the light of grace. In this season of unveiling, I am also testing your heart. I long to see you not only rejoice at the revelation of truth, but to also maintain a heart of mercy, refusing to let spiritual victory turn into pride. I desire that your heart, even in triumph, remains meek, that though you are vindicated, you stay humble, that though you are lifted up, you remain bowed low before me. My beloved, the reward I have for you is not merely the restoration of your name before men. I have something far greater for you. An increase of anointing, a deepening of intimacy with me, and an open door into new spiritual assignments, tasks you could not yet bear before because the time had not come. But now, as the whirlwind of righteousness sweeps through, as the hidden things are exposed, it is also the time for me to usher you into a new season where you will no longer walk as a solitary soldier, but as a bearer of steadfast light. Prepare your heart, my child. Prepare your mind. Be ready to walk through this unveiling not merely as a bystander, but as one called to rise in light, in truth, in godliness. For I do not merely wish to cleanse you from the stains of lies. I desire to sanctify you, to renew you, to make you an even more precious vessel for the great work I have ordained. Beloved one, amid the chaos of the battle you are facing, I earnestly call you. Guard your soul in absolute purity. Do not allow the stains of the world to cling to the white mantle I have placed upon you. Do not let the anger of men, the injustice of the wicked, or the deceit of darkness lure you into the traps they have set. Remember, my child, true victory is never achieved by retaliating with the weapons of the world. You must not become like those who oppose you, and then mistake that for victory. For if you lose the purity of your soul, even if you gain every outward accolade, you will have lost before me. My ways are never about vengeance through hatred, nor about exchanging holiness for fleeting trophies. The victory I grant you carries the breath of eternal peace. When I defend you, when I rise to uphold your honor, I do not act with angry shouts or cruel retaliations. I act in absolute holiness, so that all who behold it will tremble, not because of oppressive power, but because they will recognize the burning light of true justice consuming every fault. My child, do not be deceived. The vindication I give you is not like the revenge sought by the world. It is not stained by resentment, nor soaked in bitterness. It is not meant to humiliate anyone, but to reveal the truth in the most glorious way. I vindicate you with a purity refined like gold tested by fire, without a single blemish, without even a rusted blade of bitterness. Therefore, when you stand in the light I bestow upon you, let your eyes still shine with mercy. Let your hands remain ready to reach out to those lost souls who have fallen into the very darkness of deception they once embraced. Do not let your heart grow hardened in the midst of battle. Do not allow pain to cause your heart to close itself off. Let me personally anoint your wounds with the oil of healing. Let me wipe away the tears you have silently shed in the nights when no one else could see. Let me be your advocate before the sun and the moon, before countless witnessing eyes. And in all things, you must guard within yourself a tender spirit and a humble heart, so that even when victory comes, the glory you carry will not be the glory of the flesh, but the pure radiance that reflects from my throne. There will be moments when you are tempted to repay evil with evil. There will be times when you will hear the cries of anger smoldering within you, urging you to act in the same way that the wicked have treated you. But my child, listen to my voice, which is stronger than the voice of bitterness. Not so, my beloved one. Remember, vengeance belongs to me, not to you. Remember, I am the one who sees all things hidden in darkness, and will bring them to light. My justice is never delayed. My judgment is never mistaken. Entrust to me the right to weigh the scales of justice. Your part is to walk in purity, integrity, and trust. Do not fear that gentleness will make you weak. Do not think that forgiveness is a sign of defeat. In my kingdom, it is those who know how to forgive, who keep themselves untainted by hatred, who are truly the strongest. They are the real warriors, bearing within them the undying flame of kindness and holiness. And I, the Most High, will defend them, will fight for them, and will honor them before all nations. You will see with your own eyes, my child, the day I tear down every wall of deceit that your adversaries have built. You will see me open doors that no force can shut. But I do not merely want you to witness my justice as a distant spectator. I desire you to be a living testimony of how I act, through purity, through love, through mercy, and through absolute righteousness. Therefore, in every thought, in every action, in even the smallest decision, ask yourself, does this reflect the light of the one who has chosen me? When you are insulted, respond with noble silence rather than curses. When you are misunderstood, run to me, the one who understands all things, instead of seeking fleshly vindication. When you are pushed aside, remember that I am preparing for you a seat at the banquet table of the chosen, a place no one can take from you. Persevere, my beloved child. Endure injustice with honor, for it is producing for you an incomparable weight of eternal glory. Let every wound you endure become a precious gem in the crown I am personally crafting for you. Let every tear you shed in patience and faithfulness be gathered by me like jewels in heaven. You are not alone. Every step you take across barren lands, every silent battle waged within your soul is recorded by me. My angels surround you, more numerous than those who oppose you. My hand is always outstretched, covering and upholding you, even when your eyes cannot see it. And the moment I act, O child, will come sooner than you expect. On that day, every hidden thing will be exposed. Every whisper spoken against you will be silenced by the resounding voice of justice from my mouth. And you, my child, will stand firm. robed in a garment of pure white, unstained by the hatred of this world. Therefore continue walking forward with a fearless heart, with eyes radiant with hope, and with arms wide open to receive the new outpouring of my grace prepared for you. For you are not fighting merely for yourself. You are bearing witness to an entire generation that true victory comes through purity, through faithfulness, through a love that never fails. And now, my beloved child, I need you to see the greater picture unfolding around you. Do not mistake this battle as being merely about them, the opposers, the harsh words, or the forces striving to hinder you. No, my child, do not let such a narrow view captivate your mind. In truth, at the very center of this battle is you and the monumental turning point I have prepared for you. This is about the journey you are about to cross, about the great door that is soon to open before you, about the inevitable shift that your divine destiny demands. The enemy does not wage an all-out war against ordinary souls, those who carry no true weight of destiny. He only launches his fiercest sieges right before the moment when grace is about to be poured out, right before the leap into a higher realm is about to occur. Therefore, the intensity of the battle you are facing right now is not a sign of your failure, but rather a living testament that a divine promotion is nearer than ever before. The enemy knows it, and he trembles. He does not waste precious resources on those who pose no real threat to his kingdom of darkness. He concentrates his forces only on souls who have been sealed by heaven, souls who carry the keys to open gates of blessing for many others. Thus, the fact that you have become a target is not a sign of defeat, but rather a confirmation of the great calling you bear, a silent yet powerful testimony that you are on the right path, that the kingdom of heaven has marked you as one of the chosen. My child, you were never meant to remain where you now stand. I have sown within you seeds far greater than what your eyes have ever seen. I have breathed into your soul dreams loftier than what your ears have ever heard. Therefore, when the undercurrents rise and the contrary winds attempt to break your wings, remember, they are not meant to destroy you, but to refine you, to forge strength within you, to prepare you to soar above new heights. It is precisely because you are nearing a pivotal milestone in your spiritual journey that the opposition has arisen with such fury. This is not merely a small skirmish over a position, a relationship, or an opportunity. The scheme behind it all is aimed at your very roots, at the worth I have planted within you, at the destiny I have laid out for you, at the powerful voice I have entrusted to you to unleash light into the darkest places. If the enemy can discourage you, if he can sow seeds of doubt within your heart, doubt about your worth, doubt about your calling, doubt about your ability to hear my voice, then he can cause you to step off the glorious path I have ordained for you. He does not need to defeat you by force. He only needs to make you doubt yourself, to willingly relinquish the fire within. That is his deep and cunning strategy, to steal destiny by tainting the mind. Therefore, my child, in this very hour, more than ever, you must stand firm. Do not allow the voices of negativity to drown out the voice of grace within you. Do not let momentary disappointments blind you to the eternal glory that is drawing near. Do not let the arrows launched from the shadows cause you to forget the promises I whispered into your heart when no one else could hear. For what I have spoken to you in the secret place shall be revealed before many, at the appointed time of my choosing. Remember, the greatest battle is not fought outside but within your mind. The true battle is to keep your heart steadfast in faith, to keep your eyes focused on me, to keep your feet from straying off the narrow path I have prepared. And if you can stand firm through this hour of testing, if you can continue to trust even when every feeling screams for you to give up, then you will not only overcome, you will be transformed into someone stronger, more refined, and more radiant than ever before. My child, know this. I am using even the opposition to deepen your roots in me. I am allowing the contrary winds to come, to break every dependence on people, on circumstances, on external recognition. For I desire you to be built upon the only foundation that can never be shaken, me, the faithful and true one. Do not fear the feeling of loneliness. Do not be surprised if those you once trusted walk away. Do not lose heart when you find yourself no longer fitting into the places you once belonged, for I am setting you apart, consecrating you for a greater purpose. There are depths in the calling that only those who dare to walk through the lonely wilderness can reach. There are heights in glory that only souls unburdened by the need for human acceptance can soar to. Let what does not belong to the new season fall away. Let what no longer fits the divine stature I am forming in you be stripped off. For I have not called you to live merely for what is temporary, but to step into what is eternal. I have not destined you for an earthly throne, but for a throne of everlasting glory, where you will reign with me in righteousness, in love, and in light. Therefore, my beloved, endure through the trial. Rejoice even in misunderstanding. Praise me even amidst rejection. For every spear aimed at you today will become a shining testimony of the victorious grace I am about to pour over your life. And when the storms subside, when the dust settles, you will stand, not merely as a survivor, but as a conqueror, refined by fire, clothed in glory, and called by a new name known only between me and you. So lift up your head, my precious one. You are not failing. You are being forged. You are not abandoned. You are being set apart. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared for a mighty unveiling that even heaven has long awaited. My beloved child, listen deeply to the whisper I am speaking to your soul at this very moment. You have been anointed for such a time as this, a time not by accident, not by chance, but predestined before the foundation of the world. You have been prepared, refined, and forged in the fire of trials, not to retreat, not to bow before fear, but to stand, to shine, and to blaze brighter than ever in the darkest night. Therefore, do not shrink back, do not hide behind the walls of confusion, do not let fear steal what I have etched into your hands. Do not abandon the seeds I entrusted to you, the visions I planted in your heart with my very breath of life. Remember, my hand has held you from the beginning, has inscribed your name upon the palm of my hand, and has woven every detail of your life's mission. There is no force, no harsh word, no threatening wave that can erase what I have ordained for you. My beloved child, rise up in the courage that I have bestowed upon you. Do not strive by your own strength, for I know you are frail, but lean upon the strength that flows from me, a strength that never runs dry, never weakens, and never abandons those who trust in it. I myself will pour into you a fresh stream of spiritual power. I will breathe into you a new wind of bravery. A faithful thousand, I will steady your feeble knees, and I will strengthen your trembling hands, so that you may grasp firmly the sword of faith. I will also grant you wisdom, not the kind of wisdom that belongs to this world, but wisdom from heaven itself. Wisdom that knows when to remain silent and when to speak. Wisdom that can pierce through the webs of deceit to reach the pure truth. My child, you will not be left alone at the crossroads. I will guide your every step. I will illuminate your every decision, and I will place the right words on your lips exactly at the moment they are needed most. When you feel depleted, when words seem to flee from you, do not be afraid, for even your silence can become a mighty song when I breathe my spirit into it. I will speak through your silence. That silence will resound more powerfully than 1,000 spoken words, piercing straight into the hearts of those who need to hear my voice. For my power is not confined to human language. I am the one who can turn a glance, a breath, a moment of stillness into a weapon that reshapes destiny. Take heart. I am covering you. Not just your fragile body, but also your wrestling mind, your bleeding heart, and even your reputation that the adversaries seek to tarnish. You are hidden under the shadow of my mighty wings. Though storms may howl and flaming arrows may rain down from every direction, they will not touch your soul, for I am the fortress surrounding you. Do not fear the slanders that fly like poisoned arrows. No accusation fashioned by the enemy will stand before the light of the truth I will reveal. I have spoken, and I will bring it to pass. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. The schemes of the wicked will collapse under the weight of their own malice. The traps set for you will ensnare those who laid them. But you, my beloved one, will walk in the light and stand firm upon the unshakable foundation of truth. Know this: in the days when everything seems to be crumbling, my hand will still be holding you fast. In the hours when your mind is most bewildered, my peace will flood the deepest chambers of your soul. And in the moments when your faith is tested to the very brink, it will be I who lifts you up, carrying you on the wings of grace, soaring you over the highest mountains and through the darkest valleys. My precious child, do not fix your eyes on the battle, but lift your gaze to me. Do not count your enemies. Instead, remember the one who is with you, the one to whom heaven and earth must bow. Do not grieve over what you may lose in this battle, for what I am preparing to give you will be far greater. Do not cling to what has passed, for I am leading you into blessings your heart has not yet even dared to dream of. And when the appointed time comes, you will emerge from this fiery trial not even carrying the scent of smoke, but radiating the fragrance of a soul refined, renewed, and anointed once more for even greater callings. You will not merely stand, you will become a pillar, a beacon of light for many others wandering in the night, seeking hope. Therefore, even now, in this very breath saturated with my presence, I speak to you. Be steadfast. Be persistent. Trust me. Do not lose the childlike simplicity you once carried, nor let the wounds you have endured strip you of your gentleness. Do not allow pain to freeze your compassion, nor allow delays to extinguish the flame of your hope. For I, the faithful one, am moving on your behalf, and every moment you choose to stand firm, every time you choose to trust in me rather than in your circumstances, you are drawing closer to the great fulfillment I have promised since before the foundations of time. My beloved child, listen to the echo of my voice resounding within your soul right now. You have heard and seen the schemes rising up like serpents, slithering through the darkness, the devious plots woven tightly like spiderwebs to ensnare the destinies of the faithful. They whisper among themselves, crafting sinister plans, hoping that in the secrecy of darkness their conspiracies would remain hidden. But, my child, know this with certainty. Nothing escapes my all-seeing eyes. I hear every murmur spoken behind closed doors. I see every gesture, every glance exchanged between those who conspire in the shadows, every plan discussed in secrecy, every heartbeat pulsing with malice, every curse uttered from their lips. All are laid bare before me like open books. No thought, no calculation can be hidden from the one who searches the hearts of men. Just as in the days of old, when men secretly conspired against Daniel, a faithful servant, blameless except for his devotion and loyalty to me, they believed that through their schemes they could cast him into the lion's den. They gathered together, they signed and sealed unjust decrees to entrap the righteous. But do you remember what happened? It was those very plotters who fell into their own traps. The mouths of the lions were shut by my power as I sent my angel to silence them. In the same way, my child, even in your time, I remain the unchanging one. Though the enemy may whisper, may gather in darkness, may devise cunning plans against you, I, your defender, still reign upon my glorious throne. And I have sworn by my own name, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Though they conspire to tarnish your name, though they attempt to smear the purpose I have planted within you, though they labor to sabotage the destiny I have decreed for your life, each of these attacks will only serve to magnify my faithfulness. When I stretch out my hand to rescue and restore you before the eyes of many, do not allow your heart to be weighed down by what your eyes see or your ears hear. Do not let your mind be burdened by slanders or the poisonous winds that blow from the mouths of the adversary. Remember this, my child, I alone am the keeper of your destiny, not the toxic whispers of men. I am the one who charted your path before you were ever formed in your mother's womb. I am the one who has numbered every hair on your head, and I will not allow any hand to overturn what I have ordained. Just as the Pharisees and the Jewish leaders of old conspired to arrest and crucify my only begotten Son, they convened in secret, exchanging words, drenched in hatred and jealousy. They believed they could extinguish the eternal light through an unjust sentence and a crude wooden cross. But at the very moment they thought they had prevailed, I overturned the scheme. Through his death, eternal life was poured out upon all nations. Through the silent endurance of the Savior before the earthly courts, the most glorious proclamation of my love and power was made. My child, so it is with you. I am quietly weaving a plan of goodness that far surpasses any wicked scheme this world could devise. And when the appointed time comes, that which has been hidden in darkness will be brought into the light. What has been whispered in secret rooms will be proclaimed from the rooftops. Those who oppose you will witness firsthand that it is not power, money, or cunning that determines your destiny, but I alone, the one who reigns from the heavens, hold the supreme authority. Therefore, my beloved child, keep your heart steadfast. Do not bow your head before the poisonous winds. Do not lose your peace over the fleeting plots of men. Let your heart be as steadfast as a mountain, unshaken by the violent waves. Lift up your eyes and look to me, the ever-living one who never slumbers, who never neglects to guard you. Even when the days of darkness seem to stretch long, even when it appears that the shadows are overwhelming the light, know that I am still at work. I am still paving the way. I am still refining you and preparing you for a greater harvest, for an advancement even the enemy did not foresee. My beloved, remember this: every plot against you, every slanderous word, every attempt to push you down is merely another step I am using to lift you higher. The enemy thinks he is holding you back, but in truth, he is only hastening your arrival at the destiny written by my own hand. Be like Joseph of old, who was betrayed by his brothers, falsely accused and cast into the darkness of prison, yet was ultimately raised by my hand to rule over a nation. Everything that was intended to harm Joseph became an instrument to fulfill my grand design. And in the end, Joseph wept and declared, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Genesis 50:20. And so it will be for you, my child. A day will come when you stand atop the mountain of victory, looking back over every battle you have faced, and with a heart overflowing with gratitude, you will proclaim, "Lord, truly, you have worked all things for my good, to bring me into a blessing no one can take away." Therefore, my child, do not be afraid. Do not shrink back. Walk forward with steadfastness, with unshakable faith, and with complete obedience. For I, who began this good work in you, will surely bring it to completion, until the glorious day of fulfillment. My dear one, engrave this truth upon your heart. No human force, no matter how vast, no alliance formed by hostile souls, can divert the glorious path I have ordained for you, as long as you walk under my guidance and covering. Schemes, cunning plans, and unjust verdicts may rise like mighty waves, but before me they are nothing more than fragile foam upon the sea of eternity. Yet, my child, I must also lovingly warn you, remain ever watchful, for the enemy of your soul, the same one who once sought to tempt even my Holy One in the wilderness, he does not sleep. He prowls like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. He is cunning in his deception, subtle in his snares. He does not only wage open attacks, but also infiltrates the places you may think safest. He sows doubt among faithful companions, fans the whisperings of division in the shadows, and subtly tempts your soul with small compromises that carry devastating power. Remember the story of Judas Iscariot. He once walked alongside Christ, shared meals at his table, and listened to the sweet words of truth from his very mouth. Yet a small crack in his heart, a quietly nourished greed, opened the door for darkness to creep in. And in the end, for merely 30 pieces of silver, a soul once invited into the eternal kingdom fell into the abyss of destruction. Never underestimate the power of small compromises, my child. A tiny crack in a dam is enough to let the waters rush in and flood an entire field. Therefore, I have not left you to fight in your own strength. I have equipped you with my very own limitless power. I have given you weapons that no force under heaven can stand against. My child, put on the full armor I have provided, not only when the storm rises, but every day, every hour, every moment. Gird yourself with truth. so that when the enemy hurls his arrows of deception, you will not be swayed. Wear the breastplate of righteousness, so that your heart will not be pierced by groundless accusations. Fit your feet with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace, so that you may walk firmly, even when the path is made rough and treacherous by betrayal and wickedness. Above all, take up the shield of faith, the shield that will extinguish every flaming arrow fired against you. Faith that is not based on what your eyes see or your ears hear, but on the unchanging, steadfast promises of mine. Wear the helmet of salvation so that your mind is protected from the subtle attacks against your identity and worth. And finally, my child, never forget to wield the sword of the Spirit, the living word of mine, sharper than any double-edged sword, able to pierce soul and spirit, discerning truth from falsehood, life from death. Do you remember when David faced Goliath? A mere youth, inexperienced in battle, wearing no bronze armor, carrying no sword or spear. Yet what David carried was the boldness of faith and the glorious name of mine. He did not fight in his own strength, but trusted in the one who had delivered him from the jaws of the lion and the bear, and with just a single small stone in the hand of one faithful servant. I caused a boastful giant to fall in the same way. My child, if you take hold of the spiritual weapons I have given you, if you place your full trust in me, no Goliath in your life will be able to stand against you. My beloved one, do not allow pride, self-reliance, fear, or doubt to loosen your armor. The enemy watches continually, seeking even the smallest opening. But if you clothe yourself daily in my full armor, if you guard your loyalty with unwavering focus, then no matter how fierce the attacks may be, you will stand firm and unshaken. And moreover, my child, I call you not only to clothe yourself in armor, but also to pray without ceasing. Pray in the Spirit at all times, for every need, for yourself and for all the saints. For prayer is the breath of the soul in the midst of battle. When you pray, you draw the power of heaven down to earth. When you pray, angels are dispatched. The gates of darkness tremble, and light shatters the strongest walls. Remember, victory is not merely surviving the storm, but advancing in triumph, so that my glory may shine forth through your life. Every step you take forward, clothed in my armor. Every time you choose faith over fear, every time you cling to my promise instead of heeding the voice of doubt, you are expanding my kingdom right upon the enemy's stronghold. My child, do not grow weary. Do not let go. Tighten your grip on the sword. Lift high the shield of faith. Walk forward without fear, for I go before you as a mighty warrior. I am your unshakable fortress. I am the light that illuminates your path in the darkness. I am the voice within you, reminding you, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. My beloved one, amidst the tremors, amidst the schemes woven in darkness, amidst the assaults targeting your soul and destiny, stand firm in the unshakable conviction that the most precious thing you hold is not human strategies, not arguments or fleshly efforts, but the sacred partnership between you and me. For the power of this battle does not lie in what is visible, but in the invisible. Invincible bond between your faith and the limitless strength of the Almighty. It will not be by weapons, not by armies, nor by earthly might that you will overcome the sieges laid against you. It will not be by cunning or human alliances that you are defended, but by my Spirit, the source of life, the holy breath, the eternal force. Who will fight on your behalf? It is by my Spirit that you will break the unseen chain seeking to bind you, that you will pass through doors seemingly impenetrable, that you will rise where many have fallen. My child, I have not called you to charge into battle with the impatience of the flesh. I do not desire you to act out of confusion or fear. Rather, I invite you to move in deep harmony with the rhythm of my heart. When you choose to pause in my presence, when you still your soul before me, when you resist the urge to act on human urgings, and instead patiently await my appointed time, at that very moment, you are entering into a wondrous cooperation with the One who holds the destinies of heaven and earth. Remember the Israelites at the edge of the Red Sea. Before them lay the vast ocean. Behind them raged Pharaoh's fierce army. To human eyes there was no escape. Yet I did not ask them to save themselves. I did not ask them to fight with sword and spear. I called them only to stand firm and witness the salvation that I would bring. And when Moses lifted his staff, it was not by the power of wood nor by the cries of men, but by the power of my Spirit that the sea parted, creating a dry path through the waters for my people to cross. In the same way, my child, there are battles where victory comes not through noise or striving, but through silent trust. There are doors that will not open by force, but by surrender. There are miracles that will not occur when you strive, but when you yield yourself into my arms, allowing me to act beyond your understanding. Beloved, your surrender is not weakness, it is supreme strength. Every time you bow to my guidance, every time you listen to the gentle whisper within rather than the clamor without, every time you wait in hope rather than rush in despair, you are declaring to heaven and earth that you trust the One who has said, "Not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit." Zechariah 4:6. Your obedience is a thunderclap in the spiritual realm, causing the enemy to tremble. For he knows that a soul fully surrendered to the Most High is an unstoppable weapon. He knows that one who waits upon me will be renewed with new strength, will soar on wings like eagles, will run and not grow weary, will walk and not faint. Do not measure victory by speed, my child. Do not think that acting hastily will bring you to your goal faster. In my kingdom, patience is the evidence of strength. Listening is the mark of a true conqueror. When you follow my voice, step by step, heartbeat by heartbeat, moment by moment, you will not only walk on the right path, but also walk in a peace that surpasses all human understanding. Trust that I know the perfect timing, just as I led Joshua around the walls of Jericho, not to tear them down by human strength, but to teach obedience, to march in silence for 7 days, and then to shout at my command. So too will I lead you. And it was not the swords that brought the walls crashing down, but my power working through their absolute obedience. My child, when you step into full cooperation with me, you will witness things no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no human heart has ever conceived. You will see doors open where only stone walls once stood. you will see promises come to life in miraculous ways that your strength could never produce. You will find yourself carried by rivers of grace, soaring far beyond the limits of the flesh. And know this, when you partner with me, it is not just your own destiny that is fulfilled, but many other souls will be touched, pulled from darkness, and ushered into the light. Your obedience may be the very key that unlocks an entire generation. Every step you take in faith is not only for yourself, but also for those you have yet to meet, those who desperately need the light you carry. My beloved, once you have learned to walk in this divine cooperation with me, I invite you to go even deeper, to embrace the sacred discipline of prayer and fasting. Do not see it as a burden you must bear, nor as a meaningless ritual of suffering. Rather, view it as a wondrous pathway unfolding before you, leading you into deeper communion with me, the one who longs to fill your soul with his very life. When you humble yourself in sincere prayer, when you lay down your personal needs to seek me first, you are not merely speaking into the air, you are connecting your soul to the endless current of divine life. Every whispered prayer, every tear shed in devotion, never falls into a void. They rise straight to my throne like fragrant incense, touching my heart, stirring the heavens. And when you enter into fasting, when you forsake physical comforts and pleasures, when you choose to deny yourself and fix your heart on me, that is when you begin to uncover the boundless treasures I reserve for those who dare to lay down everything to receive. As your flesh weakens, my spirit within you is unleashed to move more powerfully. As the clamor of bodily needs quiets, your spiritual senses sharpen, opening doors of awareness you have never known before. My child, fasting does not merely purify the body, it refines the soul. It is the key that sharpens your spiritual senses so that you may discern even the subtlest movements within the unseen realm. As you humble yourself through fasting, you will perceive even the faintest breeze that signals an approaching storm. You will hear the whispers from heaven, warning of hidden dangers, and more than that, you will feel the gentle rhythm of my heart, guiding you away from snares and leading you directly into paths of life. Remember, my child, that Esther, my queen of old, did not save her people through charm or influence in the royal courts. She saved them through 3 days of fasting and prayer, humbling herself before me, laying down her human confidence to seek divine intervention from heaven. As a result, the kingdom of darkness was overturned, the plot of destruction was shattered, and my people were delivered from the sword of annihilation. In the same way, my child, the great battles of your life will not be won by talent, connections, or human strategies. They will be won in the secret place, where your pillow is soaked with the tears of prayer, where your soul chooses temporary hunger to be filled with the bread of life. It is there that I will uphold you with my living presence. It is there that I will speak words of direction that will lead you across barren deserts without running dry, and through fierce battlefields without falling. Beloved one, do not despise the simple moments of prayer. Do not underestimate the silent days of fasting when you feel weak, when everything within you cries out to satisfy natural needs. For it is in those very moments that an invisible revolution is unfolding within your soul. Hidden chains are being broken, invisible walls are being torn down, and a new strength, a new clarity, a new divine energy is being poured into every fiber of your spirit. Let your soul be filled with my presence. Let every breath you take become a whispered prayer. Let every pang of physical hunger be a reminder of the deeper spiritual hunger. The yearning for me, the only one who can truly satisfy your soul. You are not alone on this journey. My angels encamp around those who seek me with sincerity. They lift you up when you are weak. They guard you when you bow your head in prayers that seem to fall into the silence. And my very spirit dwells within you, teaching you to pray even when your lips can find no words to speak. Persevere, my child. Be faithful in the seemingly invisible hours, for what you sow in the secret place, I will cause you to reap in the open. Your seasons of fasting and prayer are not forgotten. They are building a firm foundation for the mighty works I am about to accomplish through your life. Now, offer to me your heartfelt prayer. Lord, the one who sees all things in both light and darkness, today I come before you with reverent fear and deep gratitude for the loving warnings you have sent. Grant me spiritual eyes to see the truth behind deceptive smiles. Grant me discerning ears to hear your voice amid the clamor of lies. Pour into my heart the discernment that comes from the Holy Spirit, so that I may not be lured by alluring appearances, but may always walk steadily in the light of your truth. Lord, I ask that you teach me to yield in every moment, even when my heart trembles and my mind wavers. Grant me the strength not to retaliate according to fleshly instincts, but instead to keep my heart pure, walking humbly under your guidance. I do not wish to defend myself by earthly means, but to entrust all things into the hands of my true Redeemer. Strengthen my faith, so that I may choose obedience over self-defense. Lord, on days when evil seems to prevail, keep my heart from growing weary. When I see the enemy appear to succeed, remind me that it is merely the prelude to the revelation of your glory. Grant me steadfast patience, that I would not give up before the hour of deliverance. Pour more oil of faith into my heart, so that even when the winds of doubt arise, the lamp of hope within me will never be extinguished. Lord, I ask you to surround me with your divine protection, not only over my body, but over my mind, my soul, and the sacred calling you have placed upon my life. Cover me with your mighty wings, shielding me from every wicked scheme. Guard the doorway of my lips, that I may not bring harm upon myself, and watch over my steps, that I may not stray into paths of deception. Your angels around me like an impenetrable wall of fire, that I may walk securely in the good plans you have ordained for me. Lord, I do not ask to be spared from every trial, but to be made mature through them. Teach me to choose silence over argument, kindness over retaliation, and to wield the wisdom of the Holy Spirit as my weapon. Refine my soul, that in the midst of battle I would not grow bitter, but instead become more like you. Turn every tear, every pain, into streams that water the field of destiny you have entrusted to my care. Lord, help me to trust that no scheme of man can destroy the eternal plan you have inscribed for my life. Even when I do not understand, even when I cannot see the road ahead, grant me unwavering faith that your hand is leading me. Teach me to embrace loss as part of your refining work, to receive revelation as a precious gift that leads my soul into true freedom. Lord, when enemies gather in secret, grant me the courage to stand and not retreat. When the storms rage, remind me that I was not born to break, but to overcome. Help me to stand tall in your name, with the shield of faith in my hand and a heart overflowing with unshakable peace. Grant me holy boldness to step into the destiny you have prepared, unafraid of any dark scheme the enemy may devise. Lord, I pray that whether in the eyes of men I am seen as victorious or defeated, my life would always be a song of praise to you. May every victory I attain never become a source of fleshly pride, but a bridge through which others behold your faithfulness and power. May every wound I endure become a testimony to your everlasting mercy. Let my life, every step, every word, every triumph, and every failure proclaim together, the Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. If you love the Lord, don't forget to click subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any life-giving and meaningful messages from Him. Together, we will grow in faith and live a life fully immersed in His love. Amen.